A former state attorney is now facing decades in federal prison after pleading guilty to a list of corruption, bribery, and fraud charges. Jeffrey Siegmeister was the state attorney for Florida's 3rd Circuit, covering Columbia County and other areas. News4Jax reporter Joe McLean was in the courtroom as that guilty plea was entered. He's joining us live from the courthouse tonight. So, Joe, what happens next in this case?
Well, Siegmeister filed that guilty plea as part of a deal with prosecutors, and now the case moves into the sentencing phase. That sentence could be as high for Siegmeister as 48 years in prison. After a career spent arguing in the courtroom, on Tuesday, former 3rd District State Attorney Jeffrey Allen Siegmeister was on the other side of the law. 1 year ago this week, the 53-year-old ex-prosecutor was indicted on federal charges, including conspiracy, extortion, and fraud. The 33-page court document outlined a series of schemes wherein Siegmeister accepted bribes from at least one defense attorney in exchange for cutting favorable deals for that lawyer's clients. In one instance, Siegmeister admitted to taking a bribe in a case involving first-degree murder, arson, possession of a bomb, and domestic abuse. After taking a bribe, the plea deal had the defendant serving 13 months in prison with 8 years of probation. Siegmeister also admitted to defrauding an elderly client out of more than $650,000 and lying about all of it on his taxes. In the courtroom Tuesday was David Phelps, who was Siegmeister's successor in office.
Well, it's been a long time coming. This has been an investigation that's been going on for a long time, and it was a serious blow to the residents of the 3rd Judicial Circuit and to the state attorney's office.
Phelps came out of retirement in December 2019 to finish out the term as acting state attorney after Siegmeister abruptly resigned. He said at the time he took the role, the office was understandably shaken.
There were certainly morale issues within the office that we tried to address, but then COVID hit, and so that just changed everything, as it changed everyone's lives, and so nothing was normal for that year or so that I was there.
Is it back to normal now, do you think?
I would think so. Of course, I'm not associated with the office now, but I would think so. I think that there's a good leader and there's some really good people with the office, and I think that the people of the 3rd Judicial Circuit are well represented now.
Again, Siegmeister pleaded guilty to 4 of the 12 counts that were filed against him. Those other charges will likely be dismissed, although they could open him up to civil lawsuits. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, the sentencing guidelines mean that Siegmeister could spend up to 48 years in prison and be forced to pay up to $1 million in fines, plus pay back full restitution to the victims. Reporting live, I'm Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.